Good morning everyone. Welcome to this combined rock solid and pebbles. I hope you are all well and your families. Today we are going to be doing another hero of the Bible. Today's hero is Moses. Now first of all we're going to do our competition. So when I say I need you to go and find the object, remember to pause the video, run as quickly as you can, come back, and then the first mummy or daddy that sends me a picture of that object, that household will win, okay? Are you ready? So today's object is something red. Go. Welcome back. I hope you've got your red objects to show me. So today we are talking about Moses, as I said. Now there are lots of miracles and things that God did through Moses, and there are lots of really interesting stories about him in the Bible. Today we're going to concentrate on Moses and the Red Sea. So this is why I've asked you to find something red. The sea actually wasn't red, it was just called the Red Sea. So I'm going to try an experiment. I've never done this before, so I'm going to have to see if this works, boys and girls. Okay, so I've got a bowl and I've put some pepper in it. Now if I put my finger in, nothing really happens to the pepper. Some of it sticks to my finger, but that's about it. Now let's see what happens if I put some bubbly washing up liquid on my fingers. Okay, so you've got some bubbly washing up liquid. Put my hands together. Let's see now if anything different happens. Now I don't know how well you can see this, but when I put my fingers in the water with the washing up liquid, all the pepper goes to the sides rather than all through the water. Our Bible lesson today is about an event that is far more amazing than the trick I just showed you. God sent Moses and his brother Aaron to tell Pharaoh to set his people free. The Israelites had been slaves in Egypt for over 400 years. Pharaoh refused to let God's people go until God sent 10 plagues upon Egypt. Finally, he let the Israelites go. Then God led the people out of Egypt. When God led the people out of Egypt, he didn't lead them on the easiest road. He took them through the desert towards a big sea called the Red Sea. God led them by day with a big cloud. This is going to be my cloud. It's really purple umbrella, so I'm going to put some white over it to make it look more like a cloud. Bear with me. Don't know if this will work. There you go, big cloud by day. And he led them by night by a pillar of fire. The cloud helped shade the people from the hot desert sun during the day, and the fire helped keep them warm at night. So warm. God took care of his people. Meanwhile, back in Egypt, the king realised that the Israelites were gone. He changed his mind and decided he wanted them back again. What have we done? Letting our slave labour go. So Pharaoh took his best men and chariots and started chasing the Israelites. When the children of Israel saw the Egyptian army and chariots coming, they were afraid. But Moses said, "Don't be afraid. Just stand still and watch. The Lord will save you today. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm." When Moses raised his hand, the sea parted and made a path in the middle for the Israelites to go down. But when the Egyptians came along after the Israelites, and they went into the path, when the Egyptians went into the sea and chased all the Israelites, the sea came back and all the Israelites were drowned in the sea. Then Moses raised his hand over the sea, and the Lord opened up a path through the water with a strong east wind. So the people of Israel walked right through. The Egyptians with their horses and chariots chased after the Israelites through the sea. But their chariots became difficult to drive. When the Israelites reached the side, the Lord said to Moses, "Wave your hand over the sea again." When he did, the waters, when the Israelites saw the power that the Lord had unleashed against the Egyptians, they were filled with awe before him. They put their faith in the Lord and in his servant Moses.
Hello. So, for our prayer time today, you're going to need an empty bottle, like an empty juice or empty drink bottle, to ask your mums and dads. And then you need to ask them to help you put some water in it, like this. So you're going to fill it with water, and then take the top off and put some glitter in. So I've got some gold glitter and some glitter. I'm just going to dip the glitter into the bottle, like so. And then I'm going to tip the silver in. You see? And then you need to put the lid back on and screw it up. And then you can get your mums or dads to help you put some sellotape around the edge so that it's less likely to leak if you shake it really hard. So what I want you to do is I want you to think for a moment about something that God has done for you. You're going to thank God. It could be that He's given you a nice sunny day, or you're thankful for your mum and dad, or for your sister or brother, or maybe He's healed one of your friends, or maybe He gave you a really good day yesterday. It can be anything you want, or maybe you're just grateful for flowers, or sunshine, or rain. So I think I am going to say thank you for animals because my animals mean a lot to me and I love taking time to take care of them. So I'm going to say thank you, Lord, for making animals. Amen. And then I'm going to shake my bottle and watch my prayer swimming round and round as I concentrate on God and feeling happy that He does such amazing things for us. So we've just been talking about how I am thankful for animals. So I haven't actually been able to make my bed today because my cat is fast asleep. Can you see her? She always sleeps right in the middle, especially when I want to change the bed. Now, I want to talk about animals is that the Bible says in Matthew that we are worth more than sparrows. It says God cares even for the sparrows, which are very common little brown birds you get in your garden, and for all the animals. And if He cares for them, will He not care for us? And would He not look after us and provide for us? Now, with Moses, some of you might think that you would never be such a strong person to be a leader. But Moses wasn't perfect. He valued walking with God more than a life of comfort and privilege. But I'm comforted that God chose and used a flawed man to do great things. When God first asked Moses to lead the people out of Israel, Moses didn't want to talk to the people, and he said to God that he was worried about talking to them because he stuttered. Now, some of you will notice that sometimes I stutter or get lost when I'm talking. Now, when I was little, I had to have something called speech therapy because I used to stutter, and I still can't pronounce my W's or R's very well. So God had a plan though. He knew that Moses stuttered, and so he told him to take his brother Aaron with him, and Aaron did the talking for Moses. Moses wasn't a selfish leader. He was a leader that had faith in God. He knew God always had his back. He didn't give up in the face of adversity. He faced continual opposition throughout his life. But he was a man, I would say, who, although he probably had moments where he felt overwhelmed, I would say that he was a man that really shows us that he put a lot of trust in God, and that this is something that we should all do, and that God can use us to do remarkable things. And yes, Moses did a lot of miracles with God helping him, but we may not be called to do miracles, but we may be called to be a leader. We may be called to tell others about Jesus more than just our friends and family. So it's good to listen to God, and it's good to spend time with God. Now, today's Bible verse or memory verse is they put their trust in God and in Moses, his servant, and that's from Exodus 14 verse 31. Okay, they put their trust in God and in Moses his servant, and that's Exodus 14 verse 31. Now, to remember this, you're gonna need your foot. So what I want you to do is get some paper and draw around your foot. Okay, now you can do just the one time, or you could get your mummies and daddies to do it too. and then you can make a whole line of feet to walk across, okay? I've only got me, so I'd have to do my foot lots and lots and lots. So I think I did this a bit quickly. It looks like I've got new toes. That's my foot. And then get your mummy or daddy to help you write the Bible verse on the foot. They put their trust in God and in Moses, his servant. Exodus 14:31. Now, if you walk along these, remember as you do this that if you walk where God wants you to walk in life, He will always protect you and look after you. So this is why we need to pray and then listen to God, and then we'll know where He wants us to walk in our lives. Now, for today's craft, you're going to need 2 different coloured pieces of paper that are the same size, or card. Now, I have an orange piece and a blue piece. Now, one piece needs to be blue, but the other one doesn't matter. So if you haven't got any coloured card or paper, you could colour the paper blue before we start. Then what I want you to do is to cut the blue piece in half. Lovely. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get some glue. You can use Pritt stick for this if you want to. And on the other piece of paper, you need to just put I can get it to come out. You need to put some glue down this side and this side, just this side and this side, the 2 short sides. So put some glue down one, and then I'm going to put some glue down the other one. And this is so we can stick our blue paper to the top, okay? Now we don't want to completely stick it on the other piece. We just want to stick the edge. So I'll take my first bit of blue paper, and you can see I'm going to stick it like this. And then my second bit of blue paper, and I'm going to stick it like so. You've got 2 little bits of blue paper, and underneath you've got your other coloured paper. I'm using orange. That's it. Now, the blue is going to be like the sea. So what we're going to do next is this piece of blue paper, we're going to fold it back so that it meets the edge of the blue paper. So we're going to take this edge and fold it towards this edge. And then you can always get your parents to help with this. And you can press it down to help it fold. And then you've got a piece like this. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to fold it back. It's stuck a bit too well. So now it should look like this. And you can fold it back and then fold it, and this is the sea parting. So what we're going to do now is on the inside, the orange bit, I'm going to write walk with God to remind us to walk with Jesus and God. So I've written You might not be able to see with this pen, but I've written in the middle, always walk with God. And then on the sea, you can draw some sea animals. So I'm going to do some fish. You might want to do a shark or dolphin, or some crabs, just some seashells, whatever you wish. See, I'm drawing some fish. Ah, there you go, fish. And now I'm going to colour them in. So I'm going to finish this later, and you probably won't be able to see it, but I've written in the middle, always walk with God, because he will protect you. And I've started to colour in my fish. But I'm sure you guys will do a much better job of this than me, and I would love again to see pictures of some of your artwork. It was always really cool to see that. So I hope you all have an amazing day. I'm going to say goodbye now, and I will see you soon. Bye everyone. Bye.